Tonight, we're hearing from a woman who once again turned her pain into purpose. Last weekend, you heard from the president of Voices, a local survivor-led organization hosted by the Family Justice Center. Now you'll hear from the vice president, Kimberly Smith, who says she got to start her life over, now with a wonderful man and 4 beautiful children.
My youngest. And she came up to me and she asked me what a very derogatory term for a woman was. And that was when I knew that, she was watching with both eyes wide open. They were seeing everything.
Kimberly Smith, vice president of Voices, helps women escape domestic violence. But before she could do that, she had to survive it herself.
My story began, unfortunately, the way most do. You meet someone you think is charismatic, kind of drawn to the personality. Very quickly, we decided to kind of start a life together. And there were warning signs that I chose to ignore at the time. Unfortunately, there was, some drinking involved on both parts. So, I would just kind of chalk things up to, well, we just drank too much, or he drank too much, or it was just, you make excuses. You get really good at making excuses for behaviors.
She describes years of fear, manipulation, and abuse. Moments she hid from her friends and family.
Probably the most violent encounter that we had. I didn't file any charges. I just kind of kept things quiet. And I think I made up something to the extent of, we were watching, my stepson play baseball and I caught like a fly ball. It just, the ridiculous excuses, that you make.
The turning point came when her daughter repeated one of the names she'd heard her father call her.
No matter what perfect or what I thought to be a perfect or a good life for them might have looked like, what they were hearing and what they were absorbing was so much worse. They saw their mother being treated less than. They saw me constantly being put down. They saw me afraid. They saw me just a shell of who I was and who my parents raised me to be. And I didn't want that for them anymore.
Now life looks so much different. And Smith's message is clear: to make sure no woman feels alone and that every voice is heard.
I got to start my life over with a wonderful man. I have 4 beautiful children, and there are some women that don't get that story, and they don't survive. So it's, God gave me a voice. God gave me the ability to be able to share my story, to have the strength to be able to do that. So as long as He gives me breath in these lungs, that's what I'm going to do, so that one woman out there, that might be listening tonight, might be scared, and might feel like there's not another option, but, there is.
Reporting in Chattanooga, I'm Lillian Yee, News 12. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for sharing your story. It was a pleasure speaking with you.